Hey, what's going on, everyone? Before we get into our conversation, I want to let you know this podcast is sponsored by BetRivers.com. BetRivers.com, the best place for all your sports gambling needs. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. You can also watch all of these episodes on the Field of 68 YouTube channel. Now, let's get into our conversation. What's going on, everyone? My name is Eric Devendorf. I'm your host of the Scorers Table podcast, and tonight we have on another great guest. Incoming freshman guard for Syracuse University. He's from Fort Washington, Maryland. He went to my alma mater, Oak Hill Academy. He originally committed to Pittsburgh, but then he came back to his senses, made the right decision, and committed to Cuse. He was top 30 coming out of high school. This year, we'll see him playing point guard and off the ball for Syracuse University. I appreciate you coming on, my guy, Judah Mintz. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I see you got the Oak Hill gear on. You representing.
Yes, sir.
Both went to Oak Hill. We both went to Cuse. We already know how. Come on, some bad boys. You already know.
For real.
So let's start at the beginning, bro. Just tell me about growing up in the DMV area. I mentioned you're from Fort Washington, Maryland. You know, who really introduced you to the game, and when did you really start to fall in love with it?
I was introduced to the game at a young age. I started playing when I was like 4, 5. Both my brother plays. He's 15. But my dad introduced me to the game, and my uncle. They both played. My dad played he played at Radford first, then he went to Gannon, and then my uncle played too. So they both introduced me to the game, and it's stuck with me ever since.
So it's been in your blood since the beginning. Kind of tell me about growing up, like the experiences, the growing pains. Did you have those backyard one-on-ones with your dad where he was still beating you up, talking trash to you a little bit? And is he still? I seen your dad when you came up on the visit. He still looked like he in shape. He can do it a little bit. I know he's probably, still on the court.
Yeah, it was always competitive. Even when I was playing on like the little basket when I was little with my dad. It was just like in our culture and our blood. So when I was young, we would always compete. I never beat him. My first time ever beating him one-on-one was like a few months ago before I came to school.
Okay, yeah.
Like I didn't get my first one-on-one game until I was 19. So he never let me win anything. So it kind of built me for who I am right now.
And did you kind of have that same relationship with your brother? He's the younger brother. Were you, beating up on him growing up?
Yeah, for sure. I never let him win. I still don't let him win. So, and he never wants to be like, he doesn't want me to take it easy on or anything like, so it's been passed down right to him.
Absolutely. So I guess at what age did you really figure out when you were growing up playing with your dad, introduce you to the game, you starting to fall in love with it? But at what age did you really, figure out like, damn, I could be pretty good at this?
To be honest, I'd say like around 5th, 4th grade. That's when I really started taking the game serious. I go work out like 6 a.m. when I was in 4th grade. So it kind of just, I started seeing that I was pretty good. Because, when you little, the difference in talent and skill is great. So right. I was able to see that, I was kind of good at the sport. So I just kept wanting to get better, and I never stopped from there.
So did you, I know for me, because when I was growing up, I was at it young. Like you said, you were going 6 a.m. workouts at, 4th grade. That's rare. Kids really ain't doing that, especially nowadays. I know kids are not doing that. It's more, all these like trainers drills and stuff like that. But you were in it by yourself. I remember 2nd grade before school, getting to school, I'm doing it lunchtime. So that drive was for you was at an early age. Did you catch any like flack? Because at an early age, when other kids see you doing that, like, damn, why are you getting up early in the morning like that playing? And I know you had to sacrifice a lot as far as like extracurricular activities because you were working on your game.
Yeah. Yeah, you always gonna have people like, why you not coming out, Judah, like stuff like that. But I always just told them like basketball is what's fun for me. So like going out and stuff, like I'll do that, of course, but basketball is fun. So it doesn't ever feel like I'm missing out on anything.
So, yeah. And talk about your family a little bit, bro, because I was, fortunate enough to meet him when you came up. And it seems a tight-knit, close family. You talked about your brother play, your dad played. How did that help you in your process, going through high school, Gonzaga High School, eventually Oak Hill, and then obviously your first year at Syracuse?
Tight knit, that's a perfect way to describe my family. It's only 5 of us in the house, and we're always together. So every decision I've ever made, it runs through my parents, my grandparents, and my little brother too. So ever since I was little, I've always been with them, and it hasn't changed. So when I was committed to Pitt at first, like the decision to leave it wasn't just myself. Like I I talked about it with my whole family. So everything I do it for them and I do it with them.
And let's talk about that recruiting process a little bit. You get into high school, you start off at Gonzaga High School, which is a well-known basketball school in the DMV area. When did your recruitment really start to heat up? You starting to hear from those, high major colleges, and then talk about, how that you just said your tight knit family. Talk about how that helps you through that process, dealing with those different schools.
Yeah, I would say my recruitment probably picked up like right before sophomore year after freshman summer EYBL 15's year. So I had freshman year I didn't play much at Gonzaga, but going into my freshman summer, I did pretty well. So that was when I first started picking up looks. But I didn't have a first like official offer until I think my sophomore year. And then from then on, it kind of it took a it kept going. It took off. So uh really when it comes to my family and the decisions with the recruitment, the same people go on my visits, my mom, my dad, my brother, and we would just write down pros and cons of each school. And then when it came down to it, whoever had the most pros or cons, we process of elimination, to be honest, unless something really popped off the page. So yeah, I mean, they've always been with me. So
And then you went to eventually Oak Hill, and it's funny because we kind of got a connection without even knowing, because first off, you played with Team Durant, right? For
yeah,
you, I played with KD at Oak Hill. You went to Oak Hill. I go to Syracuse. You go to Syracuse. So it's a lot of
yeah, that's
connections right there. Talk about that decision to leave home and go to Oak Hill, because if anyone knows Oak Hill, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's on the side of a mountain, you know what I mean, right on that border of North Carolina and the boonies, but it lets you lock in. Yeah, I mean, it's school and basketball and with your team, so it's a great experience. But talk about that decision to leave home, go to Oak Hill, and talk about that experience, because I think was it Coach Smith's last year, right? Your
yeah.
year, Coach Smith's last year. Yeah, so kind of talk about that a little bit more as well.
That was probably one of the hardest decisions I've had to make in a while. Because Gonzaga, I loved it. Like that's when I committed there. That's where I wanted to be for 4 years. But I saw an opportunity at Oak Hill. I knew they had players leaving, so me and my parents actually reached out to Coach Smith. We knew Coach Antoine. He's a trainer in North Carolina. He played at Temple, so we reached out to him. He got us connected to Coach Smith, and I went up for a visit. And after that, I never left. I came up. I went to Oak Hill again in the summer to work the summer camp, and it was just me and Caleb for like a whole week straight, barely any Wi-Fi because they were still getting it fixed.
US
So
Cellular.
yeah, straight US. But yeah, it was really my decision. I didn't really have any schools reaching out or anything. My recruitment was kind of slow because COVID. So I just wanted something that could put me against the best players, because I was tired of not being able to play at all. So I wanted to see how good I really was, and playing the NIBC tested that for real.
And talk about that year up there, man. Just take me through your daily routine, because I know what it is. But take me through it, and then take me through that last year with Coach Smith, because I know it was a little bit extra, with him being in his last year. So talk about that.
Yeah. So coming into the season, I think Coach had 90 losses, like on the dot, I think. And we didn't want to be that one team that got him his triple digit loss. So it was already pressure coming in, because we knew we knew he was gonna retire. It wasn't really news to us, but when I got there, you can just feel like the energy. Everybody was excited, even though it was his last year. He was really excited about the year, and all the coaches were too. So, I mean, playing for him was probably the best thing that could have happened to me, if I'm being honest, for my career. I never really had freedom to play like that, except my last Team Durant year, 17s, and then when I got to Oak Hill. So playing for him was really special for me, and you know, he's a legend. So I have no complaints.
He's a legend. What about my man, Coach B?
B-Rock,
Yeah, B-Rock's the man.
yeah, he taught my weight class. It was a strength and conditioning class. You know, sometimes we would go with the whole team together, like a team lift after school. But most days, like I would work out before school some days, and then like my third period I would be with B-Rock. So I was with him all day basically. So I might see him in the morning. He'll come rebound if you want him to in the morning before school. He'll be there during school, and then he'll be there after too to work out. So all the coaches were real supportive, and B-Rock was like, he was my main man there. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, so funny thing, I know B-Rock don't stay with y'all in the dorms. He probably now, but when I went there, it was me, KD, Ty Lawson, Jamont Gordon, Casey Rivers. So obviously, you know how I go, all Division I high level guys. And B-Rock stayed with us in the dorm. You know, the dorm, I don't know if they probably got all new dorms, but we were right up on the hill, and then you got the girls' dorm on the other side. But B stayed down with us. So it was I got to have a different relationship with B. We were pretty close. So
He wasn't in the dorm with us. He wasn't in the dorm with us, but like the first week we got up there, he took us all to his house, and we went to his pool. We had like a cookout and everything. So even though he wasn't in the dorm with us, he was always over there, always bringing us food and stuff too. So yeah.
was it a moment though when you were up there where it was kind of like a shock to you, like just being obviously away from home, away from the family, but it's really, you're cut off from a lot, bro. Like a McDonald's might be 40 minutes away. You know what I mean? You really out there.
It definitely was a shock, because my first 2 weeks there, we actually didn't have the gym. It was getting painted. So
Oh
anytime
man.
we wanted to work out, we had to like hop in a van and go to like the nearest high school. I think it was like Grayson Highlands, something like that. So every every time we wanted to work out for like the first 2 weeks, it was pretty rough. So it was nothing else to do besides sitting in a room and play games for like the first 14 days. So that was my shock, to be honest. But once like you get playing and you start traveling and stuff, it gets easier. But that first, I would say, month is can be like dang, I kind of miss home. I kind of miss having everything right there. Like you can just go to the corner store or something like that. You can't do that. Okay.
Yeah, I always tell people though, it kind of prepared. It was like a year of college before college. You know what I'm saying? Because
I
the
always say
experience
that,
is like that.
yeah.
You know what I
Going
mean?
from going from Oak Hill and coming here, this is complete. This is way easier.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let's talk about your recruiting process a little bit more. I know you originally committed to Pittsburgh and then you changed your mind and eventually chose the Cuse. I know Red was recruiting you, Coach Red. So kind of talk about that decision to go to Pittsburgh, decommit, and then eventually choosing the Cuse. What was the deciding factor for you?
So when I first committed to Pitt, I think I had like three other schools that were kind of on me. It was Penn State. I took a visit there, and then Georgetown. So it was really Pitt, Georgetown, Penn State, to be honest. And then like LSU and Florida, they didn't know about their coaches and stuff like that. So when it came down to it, it was right after COVID too. I didn't want to wait and not have anything later. So I decided I was going to commit to Pitt, which no knock on them. I was confident in my decision then, but after, I would say, after Peace Jam, and then when like the real national letter of intent came up and I had to sign, I was like, it was just something off that I felt like I should be somewhere else. And then when Coach Red came along, he had seen me play he'd been seeing me play since I was like a freshman at Gonzaga, even when I wasn't playing that much. And I talked about how you remember me, how I got in the game and stuff like that as a sophomore. So that alone kind of had a connection. We had a connection there. And then I was down to DePaul, NC State, and Wake Forest. And I went on every single visit. But it was just the way Boeheim and Coach Red were talking to me, and I could see like how genuine they really were, and what they were saying was they were for real. So I would say really it was just my conversations with Boeheim and Red and GMAC that made me come here.
Hey, so it was Kevin? It was Coach Kevin at Gonzaga, right?
Nah, Coach Turner.
Coach Turner. Okay, was Kev the assistant, or am I tripping? It might be a different high school.
Yeah, nah, he wasn't the assistant there.
Oh,
Nah.
okay. All right. So yeah, so Boeheim Red sealed the deal for you. You just felt comfortable coming into the Cuse, and I know Coach Boeheim is a coach who, if you could play, he gonna let you play, right? If you fuck up, he gonna let you know. But if you got game, you can like used to having guards who can just create for themselves, right? Don't need a screen, get the ball and go ahead and shake and make something happen. And that's what you got. So I just feel like Coach Boeheim going to give you a lot of freedom to be able to make those mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Just by playing, and then you're gonna be able to learn from those mistakes. That's kind of how Coach Smith was at Oak Hill. Am I right?
Yeah. And at Oak Hill, I was more of like a pure shooting guard with them. I was playing with Caleb Foster. He was already there, so I wasn't going. He had the point guard roles, but being here, Boeheim's, he's really been teaching me not only how to score more efficiently. I would say he hasn't really tried to change my game or anything like that, but just balancing out when to score and when to be a point guard and a leader. I think that's been like the biggest jump for me since I got here. But the transition from Coach Smith to Coach Boeheim was probably the best thing I've had.
So basically, now once you get to this level, being able to make decisions at an elite level, right, and then get to your spot sufficiently, right, without having to do so much, right? 1-2 dribbles, get to your spot, and then being able to make that decision.
Yeah,
absolutely.
At the pace too, it's a different pace.
Absolutely. Talk about your game a little bit, bro, because you talked about you play shooting guard more so at Oak Hill, but I've heard a lot. You're gonna be playing the one, you're gonna be playing off the ball. I know you're a guy who likes to attack the rim. I think people are kind of sleeping on your jump shot a little bit because I know you can shoot the ball. But a big thing for me is your mindset. You know what I'm saying? You got that aggressive dog mindset, and I think that's what you need. You know what I mean? Because you'll make a mistake, but then you're going to be like, fuck it, all right, I got to get the next one. And that's the mindset, especially guards at this level need. So, tell me about your game a little bit for the fans.
Yeah. I would say first off, energy is like the first thing I always focus on. Like ever since I was little, I always took pride in playing hard, and I think I went through like a little stretch when I first got to high school, where I would be lackadaisical and stuff. My dad let me hear about it every single day. So like every day I just try to control my energy first off. But when it comes to like pure game, I would really just consider myself as a playmaker. I wouldn't like I'm a point guard, I'm a shooting guard, combo guard, but I feel like I just make the play that the defense gives me. I think that's what I strive at. Like I don't ever have like a set plan like this is what I'm about to go do. I'm about to make this play, make a read, or I just take whatever. So if I'm scoring, if I'm hot, I'm gonna continue to score. If it's a play open for Jesse to have a lob, then that's what I'm gonna do. So I wouldn't say that I do anything specifically better than something else, but I think making plays is just having the ball in my hands is what I'm really good at, where I strive.
Yeah, and that's what you said. You're a ball player.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now you just hit it on the head. It's about making decisions, reading and reacting. And now, like you said, it's just at a quicker, faster pace, right? So being able to do that at a faster pace, now you got a little bit less time to make that decision, which as you get reps and practice in the game, it's going to be like that.
Yeah, and watching film with GMAC and Reb also, that helps a lot too.
Talk about that, man. Your experience so far, being in the Qs, the summer, going through those summer workouts, and now leading up into the season, and talk about those film sessions with GMAC and Red, and also those workout sessions.
Yeah, this summer we didn't have that many film sessions. We were really just working on like getting better every single day with skill and also just playing, trying to get in shape. But this fall has really been like you could tell the difference. Like it's picked up. Even Boeheim's attitude towards us has picked up. He can sense the season coming, so
Right.
everybody's anxious. But uh, every time like GMAC and Coach Red, they'll get on you. Like they'll tell you when you messed up. Like at the end of the day, you know they're not getting on you because like they don't like you. It's coming out because they know what you can do. So I mean, when we go into breakdown film and on the 2-3 and man and stuff like that, it's always just he never focuses on one player also. Like if say side breaks down on defense, he'll show me, Joe, and Quadir what side they're ever in that situation. We know what to do too. So they're great teachers in my opinion. They've been helping me since I've been here. I think I've gotten better since I've been here. So those two alone, Coach GMAC and Coach Red, have that definitely been helping me out.
What's the biggest adjustment you think so far that you've had to make? Is it learning the 2-3 zone? Because I know you guys been breaking it down, going over the top of the zone and the rotations. Is it the class part where you're trying to balance out class and workouts and practice? What's been one adjustment that has been a little bit tough for you?
I think the main adjustment for me has been just finding a rhythm uh, when it comes to like going to class, working out, when you want to get your individual workouts in, when you have practice, stuff like that, when you want to lift, like just finding a routine. Because once you find a routine, everything it starts to become easier for you. But I think that was like the biggest adjustment for me because when you're in college, I mean high school, it's the same thing every single day. When college, you have a different schedule than what you had the previous day. So just finding a routine and staying focused because I know like it's cliche, like people say when you get to college, the endless distractions and stuff like that, but it's for real.
It's
I'm
for
not
real.
gonna lie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for real now, and really, it's your first time of, I guess, Oak Hill, you're kind of by yourself, but this is, unlimited freedom because Coach Boeheim, he's not gonna babysit you. He's not gonna call you, text you, and tell
Uh,
you, hey, you need to get you your workouts. That's on you, and the attention that you get, especially coming in as a highly rated recruit, you're gonna get a lot of attention from the outside, so it's easy to kind of fall into that. What do you think is one thing that will help you really lock in? Because look, bro, it's going to be ups and downs. We're going to win games. We're going to lose games. You're going to miss shots. You're going to make shots. You're going to turn the ball over. Those things are going to happen. What's one thing that has always kept you right here, level headed and focused and locked in, when you're in the fire, all those distractions and maybe having a bad couple games, whatever it may be? What really helps you lock in?
we talked about family earlier on, and I would say my family is a thing that always keeps me like going, even not even just talking to them, just thinking about how much they've sacrificed to have me here. All the times where I mean, like I said, I work out 6 a.m. I ain't get there by myself. Like I always needed somebody to take me somewhere
Yes.
or sacrifice their job to go take me to a tournament, AU tournament or something like that. So I would just say like just they're my family and my motivation. I mean, I also love the game, so I don't ever see me like wavering off my path because I know where I want to go. But my family, outside of that, my family is what keeps me going.
So you went through the summer workouts. We're heading into practice. We had the fall workouts. You've seen the guys. I'm sure you guys been out on the or off the court. What's your feeling? Going into this season, and what's really something that you've seen that excites you going into this year about this with this team?
My feeling, I would say initially is I'm anxious. Like I can't wait to play. I'm not gonna lie. I think we all ready to play. We are we're young, but we're not as young as people think, to be honest. But we also I think we're going to be better than a lot of people realize. With the mix of the new guys and the seniors like Joe, Cy, and Jesse, I think we'll have a good balance of maturity and being young. So I'm just ready to play. I think we're going to turn a lot of heads and be able to prove some people wrong. But yeah.
How do you deal with those expectations, for yourself personally? You're already on the draft board for your freshman class coming in, a highly rated class. I think it's like 6 or 7 freshmen, but these guys are talented guys. You got Justin Taylor, Copeland, man, who am I missing? Chris, big fella, the transfer. You got, who else am I missing? Let me know.
We got, it's me, Q,
Okay,
Justin, Malik, Peter.
Big Peter, okay, Big Pete, Big Pete, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, Big Pete,
it's a
good
lot of
too.
talent, bro. And like, I read the tabloids and stuff like that. They're already touting you guys as a super talented class. And like we said, you personally being on the draft board, how are you dealing with those expectations? I know you talked about, always talk about family, but is there anything else that helps you deal with that, not to get too big headed, hearing everybody talk about it? How you gonna deal with that?
It doesn't really phase me, to be honest with you, because I've been rated super low and then now I'm rated high. So like I've been a part of both sides. So I don't really take too much of that personal. I just try to go out there and prove every day I play, I'm trying to kill the dude in front of me. So regardless if I'm on the board or not, I'm gonna try to kill whoever in front of me.
No doubt, that's the mindset. You're a lucky dude, right? You were able to play at Oak Hill for a Hall of Fame coach, probably the best high school basketball coach of all time, and then you get to come to Syracuse and play for another Hall of Fame coach in Jim Boeheim. What has it been so far, just being around him, soaking up the knowledge, hearing him talk? Because he talking like that, and he talking shit. And you said, when you said he's different now because the season. I know exactly what you saying. So how has that been, just being around him, kind of being a sponge, soaking up all that?
It's been great. It's always great when you're a competitor and your coach is just as competitive as you. So I mean, you can always tell like when he's really irritated and then when he's in a good mood before practice even starts. But I mean, it's just an honor to even be able to play for him, to be honest. But yeah, Coach Boeheim, he's great. He's having a coach that has confidence in you. There's nothing better than that.
No doubt, he gonna let you play your game, but if you fuck up, he gonna let you know that as well. But then he gonna let you know, and then he gonna let you go back out and do your thing. So that's the beauty of it, bro. You know what I mean? Has there been like a time in workouts or these early practices where Coach Boeheim has kind of went off, or it was like a moment where you like, God damn, coach?
Yeah, not me personally yet. I mean, I'm sure it's coming, but I'll say whenever somebody misses like a wide open layup or dunk or tries to dunk it and they don't make it, that'll piss them off right there. And then I think it was Munir, the transfer. He had like a layup. I passed him the ball. He had a layup and he pump fake and he didn't realize he was so wide open. Coach stopped practice and just asked him. He was like, "How effing tall are you? Like, dunk the ball." And when he came out, I was like, "Yeah, it's a lot different." It kind of caught move off guard too. He was like, I was in the summer. Coach was real chill. He was laid back. Yeah, everybody thought he was super nice, but then like once the season comes around, you could just tell he's picked it up with his energy too.
No, he's ready to go, bro. And that's pretty impressive from a guy that's almost 80 years old to be able to come in and bring that energy. It's like, if you really sit back and think about it, like the age gap between y'all and him is pretty crazy. And for him to be able to bring that energy and you guys still feed off that, I mean, that's just straight passion for the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if, like you said, when you have a coach that has that confidence in you, you just gonna be, that much better as a player.
For sure.
All right, bro. We got some quick questions right here, and then we'll get you up out of here. So far, bro, since you've been in the queue so far, what has been your favorite restaurant to eat at?
I would say Varsity, not even close, to be honest. Varsity is definitely the best.
Varsity, you said Varsity is the best place you went to eat at?
Yeah, for sure. Varsity and then Rise and Shine is too. I ain't gonna lie. Rise and Shine has been great. for
Rise and
breakfast.
shine. Definitely. So what's your favorite food?
Steak.
That's a good choice. That's a good choice right there. A player that you model your game after, or you feel you have a similar game. It could be overseas, NBA, whatever.
I've always watched a lot of D Wade, actually, with his footwork and stuff. But another player I watch a lot of film is like CJ McCollum and Devin Booker. Those two players, I take a lot of them, a scoring standpoint for sure.
Is there a song that you listen to before the game, or you have a certain type of ritual that you do before the game?
I don't have any song. Like, I just play whatever I like at the time. I have a new favorite song every week. But when it comes to ritual, I go to like the first dash right before the block before every game, and I say like a quick prayer before every game, and I bow my head there. But that's my pregame ritual every time.
Okay. I like it. All right, before we get you out of here, bro, this season coming up, what's your message for the Cuse fans going into the season? What can they expect from you? What can they expect from the team?
Just be ready. We winning this year. That's all I can say. Everybody excited. Everybody excited to play, but not just play. We trying to win. We don't care about being young, so just be ready.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I don't know. I know you've been here, just 3-4 months, but the community, Syracuse University, they're passionate about their basketball. So obviously you're going to hear it if you lose, but win or lose, these fans are going to support you 100%. And my advice for you going forward is the biggest thing: just play as hard as you can, compete as hard as you can. Like you said, one of your biggest assets is bringing energy. If you do that, I mean, they're going to feed off that. And it's nothing like playing in front of 35,000 people, bro. You going in there with a big dunk, a big 3-point shot, and then it's automatic energy into you, just injected into your body, bro. So I'm excited, to watch you play. I've been, hearing about you since you were at Oak Hill from Coach Smith, Coach B. And then obviously, seeing you come up here to Syracuse, bro. I'm excited, man, and I'm wishing you the best of luck. And I really appreciate you coming on the Scorers Table podcast, bro. It's definitely good with you.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it
already, bro. Appreciate it.